Hi, my name is Misha Meyer. Today I will be talking about abusive peer relationships, abusive family relationships, abusive dating relationships, and peer pressure. I would like to remind you that this is a safe place for any feelings, thoughts, concerns. I also do not have all of the information. However, I will be including some information in the video about those topics. First, I would like to start off with abuse. Abuse in general can come in all different forms to any person, elderly, children, teens, adolescents. Anyone can be a victim of abuse. There are many different types of abuse, like domestic violence, peer abuse, friends, emotional abuse, physical abuse. Abusive peer relationships can look like someone getting mad at you if you don't want to hang out with them, someone getting mad at you for hanging out with others, physical violence. Negative peer pressure can also be a form of peer abuse. A positive peer relationship should be encouraging and helpful, using active listening or not judging the person when they're talking about something, willing to change their behaviors, positive peer pressure, and helping their friend avoid abusive relationships. Negative peer pressure could be someone making you feel bad about not doing drugs or drinking or committing a crime with them. Positive peer pressure could be someone trying to get you to volunteer, doing a service project, or completing homework that you have to do but you put off for too long. And a peer relationship should be mutual and respectful. If you are in an abusive family relationship, you may not be able to see necessarily if it is abusive because you've been thinking that it was so normal for so long. Family abuse can happen because of stress from the adult's workplace, another social setting, drugs, alcohol use, mental illness. Family abuse can be physical, verbal, emotional, even, and they might not be easy to report because the victim is so scared that the parents are going to turn on them, or the parent is going to make it seem like it's their fault. I know it's really hard to get out of family abuse. It'll get better. If the person who is abusing drugs or alcohol is willing to get help into a care facility, please do it. If you need counseling, there's resources that I will link to the end of this video. If you are experiencing some sort of family abuse in your house, please don't be afraid to get help. Abusive dating relationships can be physical, verbal, or emotional abuse. Some of them are even all three. Taking their phone and looking through it, looking in their social media, stalking them online are also forms of abuse. Just like peer friendship abuse, being controlling over who they can hang out with and where they go and what they do, threatening, violence, being forced or pressured to have sex if you don't want to, or saying that they love you and that if you love them, then they should do it for you. Keeping the partner from not using birth control or condoms is also a form of abuse. Abusive relationships are really hard to leave, especially if they say, "I love you, stay with me, do it for me." They're really hard to spot if you're not really in the relationship, but if you feel like your friend is in an abusive relationship, please encourage them to get help. Both men and women can be in an abusive relationship. It doesn't just have to be one person. I did already talk about some peer pressure and negative and positive peer pressure with the peer relationships. I would like to go more into that right now. Peer pressure can start at a really early age, just so that they feel more socially accepted and normal to society. It can be verbal, physical, or emotional abuse. They like to engage in risky behavior, especially if they're having problems at home or school or another social setting. Once you give in to peer pressure, it becomes a lot more difficult to resist. It can be alcohol, tobacco, drugs, or an abusive peer relationship. It can be anything. If you are in an abusive relationship, friendship, household, anything, I will link some sources nationally and in my area to get help. If you are feeling down, depressed, suicidal, I will also link the phone number for the suicide hotline. I hope this video helped. Have a good day.